Okay, student, we continue with another chapter, chapter 7 in the textbook. This is after school and what you need to do after school. This is the hard topic because every student, after a long time, they study. In this program, we need to take like 5 years. So that's why after you finish the program, what can you do after you graduate? Of course, many universities right now, they have the career center to serve it for all of the students before to graduate. I remember almost 30 years ago when I'm graduate, 6 months before I'm graduate, I got the internship for the company. It's from San Diego, and it takes so far from my house. At that time, I have very old car, and I go to work so far, so that's why my car is burned. I need to fix. It's almost 1,000 at that time. It's so much money, but I need to do because I need to do a job before I graduate. That's 6 months before I graduate, so I need to work on the summer, and that summer before I graduate. I'm graduate on December, so I try to work at that companies, and I'm graduate after I finish internship there for 3 months. So basically, in this chapter, if you look at the book, they will share with you a few things you need to do after school. And right here on this lecture video, I just share with you a few of them. I combine in the book, in the textbook, and share with you. Same thing with another chapter. You need to answer for the question and email back to me on the weekend from the due date. If you see the due date, for example, the due date on Thursday, and you can do on the weekend, that means on that Sunday, and you return for me the answer. So about internship, that means one of the work after you graduate you can do for internship. You apply with any professional company and you start with the internship. In the first few years, it's some kind of work hard because you are hurry for the new knowledge, and you need to do from energetics for the new work. So that's why I think that is work hard for everyone, not just you. And with the hour salary is always less than experienced architects, of course. Any major, you get the same. After you graduate, you will get some basic salary, and after that, if you have more knowledge, and this will increase for each time when you graduate. And experience, you will work longer and you get more money for that one. So NCARB is the National Council of Architecture Registration Board, the one they save the record about yourself. If you work for some company and when you apply for another one, at least you need to fill out the intern development program in the booklet, and they will write down like you work with what company, how long, and what you learn from there. And NCARB, they will read all of them, and they give you the credits before you apply for the licensed architects. So when you graduate from architecture, after 5 years, you just finish the school. You need to work at least 3 full years for professional company before you apply for licensed architect. If you passed the licensed architect, you can work, you can open your own company and still working there. So now I share with you about the small firm and the large one, and which one is better for you. The small firm is they have 5 to 10 people working only. With the large firm, maybe more than 30. So basically in the small firm, because not much people, so maybe you can do everything from start to do from beginning to design, development, and after that production for small company. And in the large company, like I have example with you for last chapter, you can work one thing in many months for just one thing. So that's why, because it's so big project, so that's why a lot of people working on there, and you just work one employee for many months. That means the long term, but that's one. So now, either the small firm or the large firm, you have the chance to learn something about the architecture experience. So it doesn't matter with the big or the small firm. I suggest that after you graduate, just apply, and if some company accept to work, you can do it. And if you feel you stay like few years and you feel that you need to go to another firm, or you need to learn something different one, and you can apply to another one. During the time you work with the first one, you can apply for another one. So basically, with me, both of them is very good for me to learn a lot. For example, in the small company, even it's harder, but I work a lot of things. So that's why I have experience. I have experience for on of the one in the company. In the large firm, we just focus on one of the projects, and after that, you work at that one long time. Even you working on small, medium, or the large size company, you can learn a lot from them, especially when you work many different types of the projects. You can learn many things more. This is some of the picture for you can see the area to working for the big company. They have many tables like this, and one people working on one area like this, and you have usually two tables with the computer, and you can do everything look like the studio before. But this one is professional service, so that's why they have organized in the space, so any people can talk together, discuss about the projects, and meeting every week. This is the big company. They have many levels, and of course the highest one for the higher position people working on. So this is basically like that. So now we come to licensed architects is the one, the second point from you need or you can do. After you graduate, you need more experience. So that's why you work a lot for get experience. After 3 years, you got full experience. You can apply for licensed architect, and this is you need to take the exam. If you pass the exam, you can get the license, and you can open the office. You can sign, stamp, respond for any projects you do. Fred Lloyd Wright is one of famous architects, in U.S., and he had many projects to work on. This is the Falling House. I share with you one of them. I do the coloring for this one. He had many projects. This is a museum, and the house, especially he have a lot of presidential house. Go back a little bit about the test. The test for architecture, they call that ARE, Architectural Registration Examination. And this is a many division. They divide by, before they have 9, but now they have 6 different part, and you can register how many you like. However, if you fail one of them, you need to wait exactly 6 months. After that, you need to register exactly the same the one you failed. But during that time, you can take another part if you like. You need to pay money, almost $200 for each of them. We have 6 of them. In the test, right now they use computer only, multiple choice in design and multiple choice answer. It takes around 4 hours, and you need to set up the time, call for appointment, and you do that. 7 division for all of them: program, planning, site plan design, building design, construction system, schematic design, structure, building, construction, and that's it, all of them. Most licensed architects, they proceed directly from school to practice and work in primary, in small to medium sized firm, and many graduate teacher, many graduate architects, they travel different routes to take the side trip. So that's why many chains you need to go to work with different kind of the company. Continue education is field of the way. Some people after graduate, after they work, and they think that they never stop learning. They want to learn more something, and they learn more about management, about computer applicant, and construction material, or marketing, or management, something like that. They learn more, some education. So after you have bachelor degree, you can learn more about master degree. You can do for learn more for your major. So that's the way you can do. And you can start anytime after that. And that's some of the program in AIA. They call that continuing education system, CES. They have for evaluate, report, continuing education for activity for all of the people working on professional major. Further study, some of the people after they graduate, they gain a lot of additional design, and they want to study design with special teacher, or they have some guy different. They can shift into closer relate to the field. They can learn more on landscape architecture, city planning. They can change the field to the business law, real estate, etc. However, this is the further study. If you would like to do, you can try. Traveling is one of very very interesting in the major from architects. In major of architects, you have a lot of chance to travel. During the time you study in university, they have a lot of program. They call that the broad program for the student. They like to study outside from the country, and after that they get the credit when they back in US. However, the traveling, they have different kind from the program. Some program they give you full financial, so you can study in 6 months or 1 year, something like that, before you go back to US. Some program they give you the loan, or you can borrow money when you stay there, outside from the US, to study for the program and get the credit before you come back here. And the loan, they can give you time for you can pay back, something like that. So many work approach in architecture from major. So that's why you have the chance to travel. The first one, you can visit. You can travel to another country to know what the a lot of beautiful scenes you can see on the other country, or you can learn some kind of the culture from another country. And this one help you a lot when you come back in the US and you start working in design. So basically, I am travel a lot before and now also. Before, I usually go one time from outside from US and few time in inside national from US. But now in the COVID-19, almost home work, no travel. Before, I travel a lot. I will share with you a lot of traveling I did before. New York, I did. This one very beautiful. And if you want to take home picture, right here you need to lay on the floor and take the camera up to the sky if you want to take home picture, because it's high. I remember when I traveled there, my friend, he's so funny. He's be a monk right now, but basically before, when we studied 30 years ago, he lay on the floor and take the camera up to the sky, take home picture with Earth. So that's why you see we are so tiny and the stars is so big, but we can see whole thing. And this is a very beautiful island. If you stop by there, you can go around, and in the floor right here inside they have you can go through, and they have souvenir shop, so you can buy some gift for your friends. Very beautiful. Before, I just hear my friend said that before we can get a ticket and you go up to this level, up to this one, and up to this one also. Right here, I think yes also. But after we have we have tourists in the US, they didn't allow to go so high up to the stars. So now if you want to get a ticket to be there, 3 months, verify with the government, apply for 3 months, and after that they verify, they let you know you can go here, there, and up here. It depends, but you need to apply and they verify, they let you know. Okay, interesting, I think. And you know that's it, the backside from the White House, and it's very beautiful. If you see the lake right here, it's around here, you can see they call that Pacific. It's have one in the center, and after that you can go around here. Like, it's so beautiful in this area. I traveled Europe in 2005 with my daddy, my husband, and my sons when they're young. Now this guy go to university, senior for next year for university UCSD, and this guy now the junior from Cal State Long Beach. He on major computer science now. Not sure he gen or not, but computer science now. It start from the second year now. And this guy now finished third year, very good study, and he will jump to the senior next October. He study very good. This is one of the one I travel already. If you go to this one, you can go around here. I remember I stopped there. It's very hot. It's on summer, I guess. It's so hot, and they have the water outside for the visitor because it's so hot outside. This is the concrete, all of them. So when you stay right here, you can walk from here through the Lincoln Status, and you go to the park, Memorial Park, and you can go a lot up on the side one. You have a lot of museum, along with the street one. So if you stop right here and visit, you can walk on day from both sides from this one, and it's very, very interesting. Okay, teaching. Some of the people, after they work for a long time and they would like to share something they learned, something they working experience, they want to share. That's one for the younger people, and they select teaching. If you want to teaching some of college, you need minimum master degree plus many years in professional service if you want to teaching on major architecture. And if you want to teaching in university or higher, beside, I think they need master, higher than master, PhD, and they need you more working experience before you start to work in there. So basically, teaching is one of the career you can thinking about after you work long time in major from architects. For example, I'm work for almost 30 years outside, and I think that I need to do something for the younger people, and I apply for college, and now I teaching 8 years already. Never believe that I can go long like this with teaching. I work with the young people in the community student, and I feel that I need to share a lot of things for them, especially in almost 3 years I work with now I'm still working with part-time for the city about plan checker, and I feel that's many really helpful for students, and I really need to share for students. Instead of reading the book, instead of working in the company, some of the knowledge when I work with the government, and I think it's very, very neat to share for the student, especially my student. So that's why basically right now I give you a lot of example in the real one every day. I need to correct for the people they apply for the permit or approval. So that's why I share with you that one. And that's one I'm very sure that later when you go to the work, and after that you go with your daily life, you need it. And I mean, it's don't know what time, but it's where it will be happen in your house, in your family house, And you know, every project is really really near with your life. So that's why I create a channel, Happy Life True Life, and I put a lot of project in there. Beside with the lecture I share with the student, I also start to share with the student a lot of topics, and I think that's the real one, close with your daily life, and it's very helpful for one student study on architecture, and for everyone they interesting in architecture, design, and construction. So that's why right now I share a few of them on there. I will continue to do that because this is my goal when I plan to do for channel. Okay, so now back with us. This is some of the research. You need to travel, you go to the field trip, and you need to write a report when you study in university. This is some of the presentation outside, and each student need to ready like this. Everything you need to share about your design, and you put it on here. You put outside the yard from the university, and you put a table right there for if some people ask, you can explain about the projects, but you can do like this. It is a normal activity in university for architecture student, and it's very interesting if you do like this and you keep on the night time. You know, on of the student in university, they like to activity outside, so that's why if you put like this, it in the night time with the lights, everything like that, they enjoy, and they have they need to know more about the major. Work in relay field. Some people, after they finish or they study architecture, they can thinking about some of the major close with architecture. For example, we have urban design, we have furniture design, we have interior design, and other engineering. So that's why many relay field you can thinking, or you can do both. You can study this one, and after that you can study another one. I do architecture before, and after that I study civil engineering, and especially in structural engineering. After I work for long with architecture, I need to know more about structure. So that's why I continue with my education on master with structural engineer, and I follow with that. Okay, so some of abundance architecture. Some people, it depend on you know, after you graduate, it depend on the market. If they have not really much job for you, and you feel some kind like not good for the major, and you can change on the major. However, I just have some of experience for you. I have study on architecture. I'm working on architecture major. After that, you know, on depression on 2009, I feel so bad because all of the company closed, and my company also. However, I'm not stop study. I go straight to the master, and I finish master. Before I finish master, and I got a job in teaching. So that's why don't feel bad if you have something not really like the one you wish. Just do it and try to do something different. It's support for your major, and you feel better. I think that's all for the chapter today, and remember to answer all of the question, email back to me. This is some of the picture to show you very interesting. For example, they say, okay, good thing to work for government because they have a lot of time to sleep like that, but no. I'm work for City Westminster right now more than 2 years, and I think that's every day is a lot of work for me. Look like the plan checker. I have many projects every day to need to correct for the people apply. So that's why many things for government, especially in architecture, it's not not like picture. And this one, they show you some kind like compete. A lot of people apply for the job. Yes, it is. But you look at this, just few people for major from architecture. A lot of them for business, for computer science, for all the major. I'm guarantee with you. So that's why just study and thinking about the good face. Don't look at everything can hard to get a job, or something bad face. Just thinking about the positive one. You study, you learn for that, you use that for your house, you design for your house, your families, and after that you make money from that one. Okay, I think that's all for today. And again, the lecture resource, we start from the textbook Architects, the third edition. We also can find all of the lecture on Canvas files. You open that and you can see. And the third one is from my channel, Happy Life True Life YouTube. Thank you for watching and see you next time.